one thing to come to power the way the BJP did in 2014 in Uttar Pradesh, but to repeat that is always harder. There's obviously, you've been tested on the ground now for 5 years, good or bad, that's obviously for the voters to decide. And for Yogi Adityanath, nobody really saw him becoming the chief minister, even though he was a very experienced parliamentarian, to suddenly emerge on the scene. Would you say that he has, handled himself, despite being projected as a polarizing figure, well enough to not really face any big issues during his tenure? And could that help him?
Yeah, first of all, this argument that no incumbent government has returned in Uttar Pradesh is not cast in stone. It doesn't really mean anything. Just because an incumbent government has not returned in the past, you've had Congress governments in Uttar Pradesh for years and years, unbroken, I mean, different chief ministers. I mean, no Congress CM could complete his tenure, but the party came back. Anyway, setting that aside, Yogi Adityanath's tenure has been a mixed bag, really. Law and order is being sold as the biggest USP. The fact that there's been no atankvad, no terrorism. Now, it depends on how one defines terrorism, and who kind of causes terrorism and who kind of reins it in. Anyway, so that law and order is being sold as the biggest USP. Crime rate is down, though that's not really borne by the NCRB data. Crimes are taking place. Okay, he can say that no communal violence. All right, Muslims are not in a position to retaliate. They've been put down to such an extent that there is no level playing field to retaliate in case they are provoked or attacked. And third of all, if you take COVID, whose memories are going to be revived again as we are into a third wave, again, I think it's been a mixed bag. In places, one heard that the COVID management was good, but then you can't forget the images of the bodies floating down the rivers, people dying because of lack of oxygen. Even in cities like Kanpur and Lucknow, I mean, I myself have had friends who perished because they couldn't get oxygen, understaffed primary health centers, understaffed hospitals, and so on. So again, that's been a mixed bag. So like any government in the past, and I'm not saying that this is exceptionally good or exceptionally bad, like any government in the past, it probably has its bright spots and it doesn't have it has its weak spots as well.
Yeah.
So it
and
really
for the first time in
who...
Uttar Pradesh, the BJP will have to counter anti-incumbency. There are obviously the farm law issues, at least in western Uttar Pradesh, that they have to counter too. But
absolutely.
That in itself becomes a challenge. It's a new territory, is what I was trying to establish for the BJP in Uttar Pradesh. And of course, at least since 1989, no government has been able to no incumbent has been able to come back to power in Uttar Pradesh. That has been the politics. So with that, let me also go across to Gurdeep ji, who's joining us. Because, it's very interesting, both the BJP and the SP, Gurdeep ji, are trying to make this a bipolar contest. I don't think throughout Uttar Pradesh that is possible. But what is the place, position and role of the Congress party, you feel, as far as the Uttar Pradesh elections are concerned, especially given that you've decided to go solo?
Well, anybody in the state who has seen the rallies in previous 2 months of Congress party or the marathons of the girls, they are witness to this, that this is not a bipolar election. The number of women, especially the girls belonging to Congress programs, is astounding. Priyanka Gandhi, after she gave this slogan, Ladki hu lad sakti, you go to any village in this state today, any village, and many journalists will vouch for it. It has become a talking point. It has registered. So it is not that the Congress is nowhere in the contest. It's a wrong perception by both SP and BJP for their own personal reasons. One can understand that they want it to be bipolar. But the fact remains that the large section of electorate in UP are looking for a third alternative because they're stuck with SP, BSP and BJP. And in last 32 years, when Congress has been out, the state has not developed. It has not. Look at the data throughout the country. All states who were lagging behind UP in 80s are now beyond it. In 80s, we knew that Kanpur was a Manchester of East. We knew what Allahabad University was in past. We know how industry was based in Uttar Pradesh. But today, Uttar Pradesh is stuck just in casteism or communal politics. And that is why we need a fresh look, and people are responding to it. And also one has to understand, last 2 years, it is only Congress party which was struggling against the wrong policies of BJP in the state and against the atrocities against women also.
Okay.
There was no other party on the ground. So today to say that Congress does not exist and it's a bipolar election, it's something which has been a projected image, but which is not borne out by the realities at the ground level.
Okay, let Ram Pratap Singh also of the Samajwadi Party respond to that. The Congress has been hammering this point that, over the last 2 years at least, under the leadership of Priyanka Gandhi, they're the ones who are seen on the ground in Uttar Pradesh. Akhilesh Yadav may give statements, may give press conferences, but he's not really to be seen on the ground.
Thank you. I think I need to correct you there. So our party and the cadre is very active on the ground for the last couple of years. All through the pandemic, our cadre has been helping the people on the ground, whether it was migrant workers, whether there were people in the villages, whether there were ambulances and oxygen needed in the cities. So we've been probably the only party that has been active during these tough times. And to say, the last 4.5, 5 years have been very bad for the state of UP, and there has been misgovernance at all levels. So this election, the results are almost clear to us. It's the farmers who are going to decide the fate of BJP this time, because they have been very maltreated for a very long time. And still, one of the accused's father happens to be a minister in the central government, where the accused who rammed his jeep over helpless farmers in Lakhimpur Kheri. Women in the state don't feel safe. Whatever tall claims the BJP government might be making, but you look at the NCRB data, as one of the panelists just pointed out, heinous crimes against women, heinous crimes against Dalits, and have gone up. And even a tall claim by Yogi Adityanath ji that the number of riots in the state have gone down. Look at the NCRB data, the number has actually gone up. So there is a lot of falsehood being perpetuated here before the elections. And then you look at the real issue of job and unemployment in the state. MSME sector stands demolished in most parts of UP. So where are the jobs they are talking about?
Okay.
And you ask the youth on the ground. So all these factors put together will decide the fate of the BJP government. And I'm sure Samajwadi Party under leadership of Akhilesh Yadav will win this election hands down.
All right. Nupur, before I go to Rashid Kidwai, I'll just allow you to respond to both the Congress and the Samajwadi Party.
The fact of the matter is that the NCR has been studied closely, which actually Pakistan is number one in which are committed against women. And in fact, there is a 70% decrease in dacoity and robbery, and also a 30% decrease in crimes against women in the state of Uttar Pradesh. But naturally, they would actually turn a blind eye to, I would say, Samajwadi Party's own minister, Gayatri Prajapati, who they tried to save so much that the Honorable Supreme Court had to intervene so that an FIR lodged in Akhilesh Yadav was in power as the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. They would turn a blind eye to only earlier last year in April in the Assembly, Ashok Gehlot, Chief Minister of Rajasthan, going on record in the Assembly and saying that Dalit women fight fake rape cases. I think it's better to actually, do a little bit of, I would say introspection. Why do I say that? Because Ladki Hu, Lad Sakti Hu is only a slogan, wherein, the reality on the ground is a woman ticket seeker in Devariya and Congress party is beaten up. We all saw the video. And recently only in Uttar Pradesh, in a marathon organized by Congress, some 27 girls were, badly injured in a stampede.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, the reality on the ground is very different. You
All
might
right.
want to
Of
come
course,
here
we
and
have a
say,
lot of time to talk about the reality on the ground
there's
and,
a
of
lot
course,
to
what
say.
each side has done.